think I'm live. I think I'm live. I think I'm live. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. And oh, I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm just talking a bunch of bull right now. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Wait till some people show up for a little bit before I officially get started. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. And oh, I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. Let me check the comments. You open in a new window so I can see the chat. All right, I got the chat up. The stream quality says it's good. Well, it says it's okay, which I guess is as much as I could possibly ask for here. I don't see anyone in the live chat chatting yet, but I'll give it a few seconds and then I'll kick it off. Because I am technically starting earlier than what I set the live stream for, but people said they wanted more live streams, so that's what I'm going to give them. And I hope they enjoy the entertainment. All right. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. And ooh, I'm so fine, I'm so fine, I'm so fine. Let's see, view and watch page. Should make a difference, but I'm going to look anyway. Yeah, let's just do this. All right. We got a good amount of viewers in here. Don't think I'm seeing anything on the chat yet, though. Nah. I guess we can go ahead and just kick this off, and I'll kind of just address people as they pop in. So, yeah. So let me pause this, and let's get into it. So hello, everybody. This is the Insane Game Freak here. Thank you guys for coming to the live stream, even though it's very impromptu notice, because that's how I do things. I wanted to give my shout out to my Patreon backer for this tier this month, which is Sorasan, a YouTuber I've known for a while. I'm not going to go too much into it because I've given him shout outs before. Cool dude. I'll probably link his channel in the description. That's something I don't have to do, but I'm going to do. This is a Patreon reward where you get a shout out on one of my videos through the month. And I thought, well, what's the best way to shout out someone? Shout them out. Hi. Hey, look, there's this man of the hour, Sorasan. Here's your Patreon shout out for the month. If you want to link your channel, I'll probably link it in the description of this video later on. But yeah, if you wanna get shout outs and other cool perks and rewards, then go check out my Patreon. And that is enough for the shameless plug. So it's time to talk about Marvel versus Capcom Infinite, or in a lot of people's minds, Marvel versus Capcom 4. So today it seems like we're getting a lot of trailers. I feel like we got trailers for other games too. Like I think there's a Final Fantasy 12 remake apparently. I just saw on PlayStation's YouTube channel they just posted, or like an HD remaster. I don't know what the fuck up. But the point is that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite got a story trailer and we saw some new characters revealed. Ultron, Sigma, Hulk, Thor, some of them that weren't previously known about. Chun-Li, Chris Redfield, Strider, might be a few more missing. The point is we got a whole bunch of characters announced on top of having a release date, which is in September, which is way earlier than what people thought it was coming out, considering that game, we'd only really saw it once, and it wasn't even like on the big stage. Most people didn't think we were going to see the game again until E3. We see it today, in April of all times, and apparently the game comes out in, what is that, about 5 months. It's like September 19th, which is all cool and all. That's not even, I don't have any issues with this. It makes it even worse because, well, not even worse. What I'm about to talk about is worse considering they were doing so well recently. We had Resident Evil 7 come out, which was received pretty positively and was a welcome change and shake up for the franchise. All that. It's cool fucking stuff. Appreciate it as it's like cool, Capcom, you're making strides, you're progressing. And then at the end of the trailer, because the trailer looked cool, the Ultron, Sigma, Fusion stuff, all that looked cool. New characters, cool. Everything looked cool. And then you get to the very end where it's like, oh, it comes up September 19th. You're like, cool. You see Rocket Raccoon, cool. And then you see the DLC thing pop up saying 6 characters, DLC, Seasons Pass. And then you go on to, what was it, Capcom Unity, which I actually have up. Capcom Unity is up. All right, so we got the normal edition for $60. All right, cool. Then we have the, you pre-order the deluxe edition, which is $90, and you get the evil Ryu costume and the Warrior Thor costume. You also get Gladiator Hulk, Command Mission X. It also comes with the 2017 character pass, which means they announced the season pass with the story mode trailer, which gives you access to 6 post-launch characters. And if that wasn't a pain in the ass enough, oh, by the way, first DLC character is Sigma. So in the story trailer that talks about, Ultron and Sigma forming a partnership and supposedly fusing, one of the characters that's part of the supposed fusion even in a main character in the game. We got to wait until DLC to get Sigma. I'm not even a fan of Mega Man enough to really know everything about Sigma, but still, if you show him in the trailers about being one of the major opposing forces, and he's not even, and you have to buy him if you don't get the deluxe version of the game, or, because don't remember, there's something else, guys. There's the collector's edition, which is $200 fucking because it comes with what? 4 statues. I'm guessing that's a steelbook version of the case and a premium box with these LED infinity gems. Yeah, let's see. 4 detailed interlinked dioramas plus LED powered infinity stones, the deluxe edition of the game. So yeah, I mean, you get the DLC with it, but I mean, you're spending $200 for a whole bunch of figures. Which, if you take out the $90 that is the deluxe edition, that means you're essentially spending $110 for 4 figures and LED infinity gems or infinity stones. God, man, and it's like I'm more mad at the deluxe edition than I am the collector's edition. The collector's edition wants to be $200 and feature all that shit. That's not my fucking problem. My problem is that you're announcing DLC before the game comes out, guys. I thought we'd already been over this. That shit is not a good fucking idea to announce DLC before the game comes out. It's like you're trying to piss off people. And we already got videos up, if you haven't noticed, of DLC wish lists. Why is that a thing already? The game isn't even out yet. You just announced the release date. Oh, by the way, 6 DLC characters, which really makes me worry about what the starting roster is, especially when you realize that Sigma is one of those DLC characters. So really, as of right now, as far as Marvel versus Capcom Infinite is concerned, we have how many? We have how many characters are confirmed? Which is what? We had Ryu, Captain Marvel, Mega Man X. Who am I missing? I'm trying to think who am I missing. It's like Ryu, Captain Marvel, Mega Man X. Who was on the other one who was on the Marvel side? Captain America. And now we have, which is 4 characters, and now we have on top of that, I'm guessing Ultron, even though that I don't feel like that's confirmed yet, but we'll say Ultron, Hulk, Thor, Hawkeye, Rocket Raccoon, Strider, Chun-Li, and Chris Redfield. 8 plus the 4, we have 12 characters. We have 12 characters, and then we have another character who's DLC. And it's Marvel versus fucking Capcom, guys. It's not like it's goddamn. It's not like like it was Pokken Tournament, like the game had just had its first iteration. This is technically the 4th game in the franchise, and we have 12 characters. and already DLC, and one of the DLC characters has been announced. And I'm just sitting there with this look on my face like, Capcom, why in the fuck would you think that's a good idea? And now, granted, it's a fighting game, and because Marvel vs. Capcom has a competitive scene, I'm not going to be surprised that this game's DLC sells well. But the fact, on top of that, they're giving you costumes. Costumes, people. The costumes are included with the deluxe edition, which also tells me, are they going to make me pay for the deluxe edition costumes of the game? Because, what is it? Yeah, the standard edition. Oh, well, actually, no. You have to pre-order the game to get the costumes. No, Iron Man. So we have 13. Those 13 characters. I forgot Iron Man. So if you pre-order the game, you get the costumes, which tells me if you don't pre-order the game, then you won't get the costumes, which tells me that the costumes are probably paid DLC on top of the DLC that is Sigma and 5 other characters, with the 13 that we currently have announced for the game. 12 if you don't know if Ultron is actually going to be a character to play with. And you're just kind of like, bruh, the game, okay, cool, the release date's pretty early. It's awesome. The DLC almost immediately just makes me mad, dude. Now, granted, we don't know how much the DLC costs. But considering the DLC pack it's like a season pass, and the price of the game went up by $30 in the deluxe edition, I'm probably gonna guess that the season pass is probably gonna include. Actually, that makes sense. Why the fuck is the season pass? Because if the standard edition is 60, but the fucking deluxe edition is 90, and all it's adding is the fucking season pass. Does that mean the season pass for Infinity is Infinite is going to be $30 fucking dollars? Is it going to be fucking $30 fucking dollars? Oh my god! And I hope, because now that's a problem in itself. Because if it's not $30 and it's less, that means you get ripped off for buying the deluxe edition. And if it is $30, that means you're spending $30 for 6 characters. Now, granted, I would hope there's like, I don't know, some type of fucking, like there'd be some type of extra shit like costumes, maybe some extra stages, like other things to make that shit worthwhile. Like I really hope it's not just a simple, you're spending $30 on a season pass for characters, especially considering they're already locking characters behind fucking pre-order bonuses and shit. No, I'm not getting Tekken 7. Will be X-Men characters, which is worth. What? Well, that to me, no, it's not, Chidori, because it should be already in the game. Why am I paying $30 for characters that should already be in the game? X-Men characters were in the other games. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 didn't even have the balls to do that. I mean, the 2 characters that were locked behind DLC initially was Jill and Suma. What was it? Suma. I forgot how to pronounce it. The green alien with the eyeball, but I forget how to pronounce it. If it is X-Men characters, that's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. Because X-Men characters were in the other games. Now, granted, I understand there might be a licensing thing. Why am I being charged $30 though? Like, and why announce this as the game comes? Like, why would you announce DLC when you announce the release date and the story? This is only the second time we've seen the game, isn't it? It's the second like real trailer for the game, and you're just like, fuck. It's this is only my second time looking at the game, and before I could even get really excited about it, oh, by the way, season pass DLC bullshit, that the DLC might be even more expensive than they usually is, because most season passes for fighting games usually are about $20. It doesn't go any further than that. Now we're at fucking, oh no, now we're at fuck you status, where now the season passes are now $30 for six characters, one of which should have been already in the game, because it's Sigma. You show Sigma in the story trailer, but if I don't buy the DLC, I can't even play as Sigma in the game. So he's in the fucking story. I just can't play with him in the game. Now, granted, didn't Street Fighter 5 did something similar like this? Like Street Fighter 5 had stories with some characters were in the game but weren't playable until later with the DLC. Oh, because they're trying to make the X-Men characters separate. Yeah, but Chidori, they should just be unlockables. Like even if they're not even if they're not promoted in the trailers or cover art, they should just be unlockables in the game. Like you beat certain story mode missions or story mode, and that story mode you unlock characters. Like if you don't want to push it as part of Marvel, just make it unlockables. You don't have to charge me $30 for them. Also, that also means that all the DLC that I can look forward to are X-Men characters besides Sigma. It means unless we get some more confirmation, because I think the only characters right now, we only have like 13, 14 characters announced. Now, I think the only way I'd probably be okay with this is if the roster was like a good 20-something characters. Now, granted, and it still has the possibility to do that. To me, it just leaves a really bad taste in your mouth when the second time you see the game, because this is the second official time we've seen the game, you're announcing DLC for the game. And the DLC already looks like it's overpriced, because if we look at it and go, okay, it's $30, because if we, all right, fine, it's a $30 difference between deluxe and standard edition, and there's 6 characters. That means they're charging $5 a character. It's gonna have 30 or 40 characters based on the leaks. If it does, that's cool. That's fine. But I'm just saying, as of right now, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, because right now that's still rumor. I mean, it could not, if it turns out to be true, it's not as offensive, but it's rumor right now. And also, it just makes me very suspicious that Sigma is a DLC character. Why in the fuck is a character that's heavily featured in the story a fucking why is he a DLC character? That's what makes me suspicious. I mean, granted, as I said, that rumor could be true that it could have 30 or 40 characters. But but the thing that makes me very distrustful of that is the bullshit that happened with Marvel 3 when it first came out, because we had Marvel 3, and then like 6 months later we had Ultra. What was it? Yeah, Ultra Marvel's Capcom 3, and then the DLC with Jill and Groth just kind of fell through the wayside, and that became a whole issue in itself. Like with all that shit, and then on top of Capcom not being well known for being dicks when it comes to their DLC, and then here where you see that one of the main characters of the fucking story mode is a locked behind a paywall, that is very fucking concerning. Let's see. Well, I mean, the $5. I mean, $5 is about standard for new fighters. My issue is just more so, why would you announce? Well, that's see Nike. That's right. That's right. Sigma's DLC because they know people will pay for it, especially if he's so featured in the story. But to me, that's another one of Capcom being a dick about things because they can and because of money. Like that's what makes me. That's what, and I will agree about the $5 isn't new. Because I'm pretty sure, I think the few fighting games where I bought DLC for them, which isn't many, because Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I only bought the vanilla version, but I pre-ordered it, so I got Jill and Goroth, but like I never bought Ultra Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because I wasn't dealing with that shit. $5 is about standard. Yeah, the fact it's not like it's a brand, like to me, they're reusing animations and moves from their old versions, their old counterparts of the same characters. Because I mean, it's not like I think the few screenshots we see of Chun-Li, it's the same move she's been using since like the original Marvel vs. Capcom. Like she's like it's the same shit. I mean, the title Infinite is infinite, so they're probably gonna have tons of DLC characters in the game. Probably. And I'm not surprised about DLC, and I'm not even mad because of DLC. I'm mad because the DLC was promoted this quickly. The only thing that would have made this fucking worse, this is like almost as bad like Evolve level, where Evolve was pushing DLC more than the fucking game. The reality is things that bother you, we've gotten used to for the series. But isn't that a bad thing, Chidori? That the standard that you guys are so used to being treated like shit by the company that makes the game that you just accept it as standard practice now. I don't think it looks like a mobile game, but I will say it doesn't look like that graphically intensive, which is why I'm not shocked that the game comes out September 19th. And see, that's the problem. Fighting games are like at this point the worst genre for DLC because it's totally taken advantage of. Like fighting games, you can automatically get like $100 per customer because of DLC characters, which by that self wouldn't be an issue if the game was marketed correctly and they were smart about how they pushed their DLC. The problem is, look, you could be making DLC characters and not announce it until after the game's release. You don't have to tell me about it because then at least then I will think, even if it isn't true, the customer will believe that those DLC characters were made after the game was announced. But when you go this far out of your way to do it, it's kind of like whatever the fuck. And the problem is that Capcom has set a precedent for it. And fighting game players, especially competitive ones, don't give a fuck anymore. They'll pay the money for the extra characters at jump, and then when the ultra version of the game comes out, they'll pay more money for that version of the game that'll have some slight balance tweaks and some more characters or more costumes or fixed improvements that should have been in the original game. It was the same thing that happened with Marvel 3. Well, Marvel 3 didn't deserve to make as much money as it probably ended up doing. And it didn't fucking matter because the fighting game community was like, I want to play the game and I'm not going to fuck more practices. I want to play the game. It's that whole give me now mentality, which is what fucks you up. Let's see. Look at the comments real quick. $100 for the game. The game is $60, and I'm sure there'll be more than $40 worth of DLC. There's already at $90. It's already at $90 with the season pass. And see, I'm not saying there won't be more characters in the game, but it's this precedent is what bothers me. Because I know Capcom at this point is going to do what they always do. They might kind of soften the blow with some extra shit. But at the end of the day, the fact that Sigma is a charge character, is a DLC character, he's a main part of the story mode. And if the rumor about the X-Men characters are true, it just becomes a question of what are we just going to get the basic characters as part of the main game? And then there's just no trust there. Because look, people could be potentially saying the collector's edition I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with the collector edition. A lot of high profile games get collector's editions that are ridiculous in price and offer shit. My issue with the game currently is the DLC in itself. If you want to put a season pass with the collector's edition, that's cool, but you shouldn't be pushing that immediately as the game comes out. To me, it's like Marvel's Capcom is a game franchise that would sell anyway. You don't need to push DLC with it as you're announcing the game. Oh. Boy, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if that is the reason why they're putting the X-Men as DLC characters. And it's the DLC that everyone will pay for because it's X-Men. I'm just concerned with the DLC announcement in the first place. Because it's just Capcom being Capcom again. It's like Street Fighter V still has all its little problems. Now, granted, Street Fighter has been improved over time, but that's another game that suffered a bunch of bullshit. The only good game I think they've come out with recently was, besides the retro games, was probably Resident Evil 7. This seemed to be the overall good game that we wanted. And it's just kind of like, man, to do all this extra shit, the Marvel vs. Capcom, especially after 3 just burnt me so bad. I just don't trust that this game is going to come out well. The fact that it's coming out so soon, the game doesn't necessarily look the most beautiful. A lot of people think the game looks beautiful. I don't think the game looks beautiful. I think the game looks pretty okay-ish. It doesn't look bad, but it damn sure ain't really pushing anything like that. At least at first glance, I'll say that much. And granted, the game isn't done yet, but I'm just saying. I just don't. Right now, I'm very distrusting of how this is going to go. I mean, because a lot of what you guys are saying in the comments, yeah, they could add more characters. I can understand the X-Men situation a little bit more now. The DLC may not be as offensive as I'm thinking. I mean, it was just announced. There are things that could possibly change and make this is tolerable, but there's no reason to give Capcom the benefit of the doubt, especially considering Street Fighter V, which was the last fighting game they put out, had a bunch of problems, and Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had a whole bunch of fucking problems when it was released. Like, there's no reason for me to give them the benefit of the doubt right now, especially with the Sigma stuff, because even if I excuse the X-Men stuff, the Sigma shit is just offensive. That's just offensive to me. Yeah, it's the same thing. I never got Ultimate either. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they're rushing the game. And yeah, I agree. Call of Duty has a similar issue. Never played it. Well, I would say I don't trust Capcom anyway. I'm about to say the last time I bought any versus game from Capcom was what was that? I think I got burned twice with Capcom. I got burned with Street Fighter 4 and I got burned with Marvel vs. Capcom, because both of those games had Ultimate Editions come out for them. In Street Fighter's case, it was like what was it, 3 or 4 versions of that game exist now. And it's just the same bullshit. It's the same bullshit. And I'm just like, there's no reason to trust Capcom right now and give them the benefit of the doubt. There's a lot of people saying, oh, well, the rumors say it have 30 to 40 characters. But it's Capcom. Capcom also was the same company that said, oh, I'm going to put out Street Fighter 4 and then bring out like 4 or 5 other editions of it in the course of the next few years and charge you. And now, granted, I don't think they were full price, but you were still being charged consistently. If you were a hardcore Street Fighter player, you were constantly being charged to upgrade the game to keep up with the competitive scene. And Marvel vs. Capcom, it was the same bullshit. It was more offensive with Marvel vs. Capcom 3 because it was in the same guy. I remember that. I still have. It's in this room. I still have the original steel book for the first version of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where I still got the DLC characters, which I think you still can't currently buy, by the way. I'm not sure on that, but I think you can't even get anymore. And that's just, to me, that's just the fucking overarching issue. That they're a company that just never fucking lets up. For some weird reason, Monster Hunter seems to be perfectly safe from this shit, though. Have you noticed that? Monster Hunter doesn't seem to deal with any of this shit, or nowhere near as much. I can't even think of what was Monster Hunter. I've heard no one complain about in terms of DLC. Hell, I don't even think Ace Attorney gets this kind of shit. It only seems to be their fighting games that deal with this shit. And it's just kind of like, bruh, if the games aren't selling, then why don't you try something different? Because this ain't nothing different. The other thing is that when this game comes out, I'm already expecting an Ultimate Edition. If they don't say there's not an Ultimate Edition coming, I'm expecting an Ultimate Edition. I'm expecting within a year of it releasing, it'll have another version of it out. Because that's what Capcom does with their fighting games. Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they ported Street Fighter 2. I will say Street Fighter 2 has probably been pretty unoffensive, but it's also an old game. The Final Challengers is being fine. I think the only thing I have an issue with is that it's a little bit I think is the only thing issue I have with Ultra Street Fighter 2 is probably the price, but considering they have said nothing about DLC or none of that other shit, I think we're good on that one. But obviously that can easily change. DLC has been gotten out of 4. Oh, okay, so you came about the PS3 version of it. I'm not Chidori. I'll wait before I believe whether they're not going to do super to ultimate versions of games. I'll wait. I don't trust that right now. I'll wait. I'm just gonna wait on that one. Let's see. I'll let you guys kind of ask questions in the comments for a second because I've been ranting for a minute and I don't want to lose my voice. So, and plus that I'm curious what you guys have to say. Did Resident Evil 7 have on disc DLC? I keep forgetting if Resident Evil 7 even had DLC to begin with, which I'm not sure on personally. I'll probably get Street Fighter on Switch. Yeah, the fighting, well, as I said, the fighting genre is the one that gets taken advantage of the most because it's the easiest way to make money. Oh, I hate the Naruto series is just as offensive. Okay, so Resident Evil 7 has free DLC. But yeah, Naruto is just hell. Aren't they re-releasing a collection for Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm for like all the games and shit, and then making another fucking series for it. Which, granted, I'm not mad about making another series. I'm about to say Naruto has become essentially like Dragon Ball Z when it comes to video games. I'll say so. It was free DLC. Okay. Oh, fuck Storm, dude. I'm so burnt out. No, I have not played Outlast. Oh yeah, it was the Boruto series and shit. Yeah, I will say. I mean, the cinematics are great for Naruto. Like I give them credit in terms of actual quality of character models and shit. It's just that it feels like they're reusing shit. But no, I have not played Outlast 2. Let's see. I mean, Call of Duty, it's the same issue. But the problem is that just like how you got hardcore fighting game fans that'll buy into that shit regardless, you have a whole bunch of people who like shooters. There are people who only own their PlayStation 4 and Xbox Ones and shit for shooters. They're not gonna not buy the game. And as far as the DLC for that is just as offensive, but it's the same culture. We perpetuate it because we allow them to do it. And that's the problem. I've played Killer Instinct. I just haven't played the new one because I don't own an Xbox and I haven't downloaded it on PC, I don't think. I've bought A Tales game, but I have not played A Tales game. Probably not. I'm probably not gonna get Tekken 7. If they put out another One Piece Burning Blood game, I'd be more likely to get it because the first one I didn't buy at launch and then I bought later on PC and then I barely played it. I can't really tell. Well, Tales series probably does that same shit with costumes, if I remember right. Like when I was looking at reviews for Berseria, it looks like a lot of their DLC is just based on outfits. Well, I hope you do well, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. You can't be fucking doubting yourself. Go in there and give it all you got, man. It never hurts to try. Now, I will say King of Fire 15 has been one of the better. Is that 15? No, you put 14. I think you meant 15. But or is it King of Fighters 14? I'm being wrong. King of Fighters and Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue have been getting well received. It's just more for it seems to be like the higher tier games because Guilty Gear I've heard nothing but good things about. Blaze Blue, similar situation. And King of Fighters, the only issue I heard was with the fucking graphics, which they put in a patch to fix that. Nike, the only way Kingdom Hearts 3 could do DLC spamming is if the game came out. Yeah, I mean, granted, that was the issue I had with certain games, and I've indulged in the costume DLC bullshit. Yeah, I saw the Blaze Blues coming. I just don't know which game. It'll be my first time really trying it. How is that game? I haven't even seen anything more on it. I haven't played any of the Blaze Blues games. Blech, can't talk. I haven't played any of the Blaze Blue games. If it comes to Switch, it'll be my first time playing it. Blaze Blue is one of those series I have friends who really like it. I just haven't had the chance to really get in there. Skullgirls is another franchise I've heard nothing but good things about. So it's not like we don't have good fighters. It's not like we don't have good or quality fighting games or games that are supported. It just seems to be the high tier ones that have been going on for fucking years, except for maybe like King of Fighters. But King of Fighters hasn't been nowhere near as popular as it used to be. Actually, Tekken doesn't get that shit either. Yeah, a release window for Kingdom Hearts 3 means nothing. Means absolutely nothing. But I don't want to drag this on too long for anybody who wants to watch the playback, so I'll just kind of wrap it up with I feel like the DLC announcement was a bad choice. It was way too early to be announcing that shit. Unfortunately, the gaming culture, on top of the fighting game culture specifically, has kind of perpetuated this idea that we need to just buy DLC straight out and buy the revamped version of games. It could possibly get better, but Capcom has set no precedent, especially with their fighting games, to make me believe that they are going to do better. So this shit has really put me off, like really put me off. And I hope they improve within the coming months when we see more footage of it. I'm not clapping, I'm just breaking my knuckles. It's keep my hands busy sometimes. That's what I'm doing. But yeah, it's just disappointing. Because I was looking forward to playing Marvel vs. Capcom again, because I've played every game. I haven't played the ultimate iteration of 3, but I've played every mainline game. Played 1, 2, and 3. And I wanted to play Infinite, and I might just end up waiting like a year for the Ultra Edition to come out. Or just waiting a year just to see how the game flourishes. Because that'll be my defining factor. Actually, never mind, because I wouldn't be able to play it online anyway without buying PSN. Fuck. The joys of the new generation of gaming, folks. A fidget spinner? Maybe. Well, no, I could just get Ultimate on PC. I'm in Ultimate on PC. Didn't they recently put Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on PC? So I could just get it there. No, I have a PSN. I haven't bought online. I don't pay for online. I've never paid for online. And unfortunately, when it comes to PlayStation 4, I have no choice. I either have to pay for online or not play online. So I just choose not to play online. Which is the unfortunate issue with fighting games in general. Although, depending on how the Switch is, I might just have to break the promise and just start paying online. But we'll see. But anyways, I think that'll be it for me for tonight. I have work tomorrow, but I wanted to talk about this. So I appreciate you guys coming out and chatting it up with me, all 35 of you watching. If you can. Yeah, but I was like, Switch Online, I might be. Yeah, Switch Online eventually is going to make me have to do it too. So eventually I'm going to have to break that promise. But I'm putting it off as long as I fucking can. Yes, it's having a subscription for online. Anyways, I need to end this shit. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the love, support, and the likes and the comments. If you want more streams about discussion topics like this, I will do it. Just let me know by liking and commenting on the video. If you can, support me on Patreon. If you can, it's appreciated regardless. Another shout out for Sora-san, a Patreon subscriber. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, all that fun stuff. Check out the website in the description. So yeah, life's a game. Play to win, and I will catch you guys later. Peace. That's like gangster level. Oh, man. Later days, guys. Later days. And if you get that reference, digital cookies for you.